Jai Shri Ram. Some short stories connected with Ganesha. So, Ganesha was the scribe. Brahma recommended Ganesha. When Vyasa went and asked Brahma, I want somebody who can take dictation rapidly. Vyasa took 3 years to write the Mahabharata. And Brahma recommended Ganesha. Ganesha said, fine, but I have a lot of work. And so you cannot, take breaks and all that. So it has to be rapidly dictated. Vyasa said, hey, come on. But rapid dictation is all right, but you have to take a break once in a while. Yeah, come on. You need to sleep and have breakfast, and God knows. So Vyasa said, okay, the counter condition is you must write only whatever you understand. So Ganesha said, okay, so be it. So Vyasa, I believe, composed about 8,800 verses in Guhya Bhasha, which means extremely cryptic language, which forced Ganesha to spend a lot of time mulling over it to understand them, and sometimes it took an entire day for Ganesha to understand, and therefore Vyasa managed to get time to go around, have food, take a nap, and all that. Even Ganesha himself was relieved because he too got this free time. So that is how. But then Vyasa gave him a pen, to write. So therefore, in the Mahabharata, 8,800 verses, Guhya Bhasha, and they are coded in the sense that it is not easy to understand them. You need to be able to decode that. You will need to do a lot of intertextuality. That means answers to this are found in other Puranas. So please understand the concept of intertextuality. No book can be complete in the sense that to know about Rama or Krishna, for example, for Krishna, you need to study Mahabharata, Harivamsam, Bhagavatam, and Vishnu Puranam. And of course, Padma Purana, Varaha Purana, all of them contain some information about Krishna. So, complete information of Krishna is not found in just one book. Similarly with Rama. So Rama Rahasyopanishad is there, Adhyatma Ramayanam is there, Ananda Ramayanam is there, Yoga Vashishtam is there. Array, so many are there. So some fools just read one and then think they are scholars. So that's why they are fools. So anyway, Ganesha was writing and everything was going on very well. And Vyasa gave him a quill, Quill. It is a pen, feather. But because Ganesha was writing furiously, at a terrific pace, the quill broke. Now, when the quill broke, Ganesha then decided these quills are not, living up to his expectation and not so efficient. So he decided that he will use his own tusk. So he just broke off one of his tusks and then started using it, and that was the best tool that he could use. So be resourceful. So there is another version about how Ganesha got his tusk broken. One day Parashurama wanted to go and meet Vishnu to pay respects to Shiva and all of them. So Parashurama was on this tour, but along the way he was blocked by Ganesha. So Parashurama was terribly angry. He asked Ganesha to move out of the way. Ganesha refused, and Parashurama hurled his axe, and Ganesha, knowing very well that the axe that Parashurama wielded was actually given to Parashurama by Shiva himself, he didn't want to destroy that axe. He allowed that axe to hit him, and it struck his tusk. So he lost half of his tusk. He said, it's all right, no problems. Parashurama said sorry and went his way. Next, so now we have the third story, tusk story. So now one day Ganesha, having received a lot of sweets, and he had an enormous appetite, as you know, he had all these sweets, modaks, and his vehicle Mushak is also very fond of modak. So they ate a lot of sweets and modaks, and because it was too heavy, Ganesha said, let's go for a walk, let's go for a ride or something like that. So they got onto a walk, long walk. And finally Ganesh got a little tired. He said, okay, I'll sit on your back. So Ganesh sat on the mouse, and they took off. It was a wonderful night, magnificent night, and the moon was shining in the sky. Suddenly, a snake appeared out of nowhere, and it scared the mouse. And the mouse jumped, and Ganesha was thrown off his mount. So Ganesha's huge belly smashed against the ground so forcefully that it burst open, and all the sweets that he had eaten were scattered around him. All the Mysore pak, laddu, jalebi, modaks, and a whole lot of things spilled out. A huge quantity, tons of tons. Nonetheless, there was no pain because Ganesha is so powerful. So he didn't get angry. He didn't waste his time cursing anybody. He took that snake and used that snake as a belt and tied up his stomach, put all the sweets back, and bandaged the small wound that was there. And so he got it remedied. So the snake became Ganesha's belt. And it became not only a belt, it became a bandage for the injury also. So finally he mounted the mouse and continued his excursion. In the meanwhile, moon god Chandradev, who was seeing all this, it was so funny he couldn't help laughing. So he started laughing. Ganesha got terribly angry. So Ganesha broke off one of his tusks and threw it at Chandradev. And this tusk ripped the moon into two, sort of, though not actually into two pieces. Like, in Islam they say their prophet Muhammad, he broke the moon into two pieces. That's a miracle he performed. He cut up the moon like a pizza and threw it on different sides of the mountain. So that pizza cut is, no, Ganesha did not do something like that. So Ganesha's tusk made a line across moon, a huge line, as if the moon looks like as if it is now having an injury or it is broken into two pieces. Then, and Ganesha got so angry, he cursed the moon that, whenever they look at you, they will incur bad luck. So Chandradev said, hey, sorry man, please don't curse me so strongly. So then Ganesha's heart melted, and he said, okay, don't worry. So we'll do something about it. So he softened the curse, and he said, instead of and he said, you will wax and wane every 15 days. So that's what happens, full moon day, new moon day, and all that. And anyone who looks at the moon on Ganesh Chaturthi, they will incur bad luck. So it has been reduced. Otherwise, anyone looking at the moon will be incurring bad luck all the time. No, that's not true. So Ganesha is so kind-hearted. So this is another story. So the breaking of the tusk of Ganesha, I gave you three stories. One is Vyasa gave a pen which was not good enough, so Ganesha used his own tusk. That is the story number one. Parashurama threw his axe because Parashurama is a short-tempered guy, but Ganesha tolerated it because the axe was after all a gift of Shiva, so he allowed his tusk to be broken. And the third one is Ganesha and the moon incident. The moon laughed and Ganesha threw his broken tusk. Ganesha broke his tusk and threw it, and finally everything ends well because Ganesha is a nice guy. He is actually the god of good luck and education and good fortune and intelligence, and so Ganesha has no ego also. That's why Ganesha is great and we worship Ganesha. Bolo Ganapati Bappa Moria. Jai Shri Ram.